So rain has stopped play, but I managed to get all this flow coated. So there that is. Just need to rubber the end of the foam. You can see like a beading on the top of that fender. That's where it's got the new non-slip deck. It's just the wax in the flow coat and the granules that's in that. And we've got the same this side as well. And then the other boat over there, that's just ready to flow coat, but it's lashing down with rain. So we've got this little tent thing going on here, because although rain has stopped that job, we've got to crack on doing other jobs. So here's an example of, well, I was going to say a lash up, but it's needs must, in as much as trying to keep the rain off. So what's going on here? Well, this is an old access hatch, which just used to be masticed in, but it's leaked forever and a day, so it's not used anymore. So I've had it up, taken all the mastic off, prepped all the surfaces, and that is now a GRP bonding paste in there, so that's completely squeeged down. So it's already gone off. I did that this morning, but that will get ground back, and then the non-slip deck will get reinstated. And then here was an old deck vent. The reason why this hatch was here and the vent was there is because underneath this deck here is a space that used to have accommodation, which is no longer required. So yeah, taking the vent out, I don't know if you can see there, but that's actually the vent upside down. The threaded part was under the underside. There was a hole there. I'll just show you. This is my little setup. So that's the hole. Big foam core. It's about 80 mil thick there. So that is the vent with the blanking piece. I've put some non-stick tape on there. Sit that over there. Found a weight, a suitable weight, just to hold that on there, and I'm going to glass up from the underside. Make all that good, and then when that's all that's cured, tomorrow or the day after, we'll come back and make good the top of the deck at the same time we're making this thatch. So all these sort of rags and all the rest of it, obviously I've got my little cover here to keep the rain off, but doesn't go obviously around the bow of the boat, and of course the boat's at a slight angle, so any rain that falls there runs down the deck, understandably so. So I've got a few rags, and I've got a bit of mastic here to create a little drain just in case, but nothing seems to be getting by, so that's alright. That only needs to hold up there for the next couple of hours, and once the resin is sort of kicked off, then we're home and dry really. But not ideal conditions, but this is kind of what you have to do when there's not so much of a time pressure, but you just got to keep on going to get in a day's work really. So we're down below now, and there's the underside of the old hatch. As you can see, the sign. On these type of vessel, the wheelhouse and other parts of the accommodation is on a movable track. So depending on the configuration, being a workboat, if the wheelhouse is in the middle or fully forward, then there's access, or used to be, and this void used to be just a sort of a couple of bunks as an accommodation, but it's no longer required. So yeah, so that's all prepped up, and nice little fillet round there. So yet again, that'll just give it another quick sand, and when that's all gone off, and that'll just get a white flow coat to suit. And then this is the underside of our little old vent. So you can see the silver paper there. It's going to create a stop, and then I'm just going to glass up in there, make that good. I've dug out some of this core, as you can see, so I've got a scalloped in there. So when I glass in, it's like a sort of fat donut effect either side of these skins, and then there'll be a nice just clean pad straight over that, and then that'll all be flow coated neat and tidy. So this is my little workspace, such as it is. Just a few random bits of chopped strand mat. Got some little circles pre-cut. Got some balsa core that I'm going to use, pre-shaped. Doesn't have to be too accurate, and probably wants to be a bit more gappy than tight in this sort of commercial sense, so that you can force glass in and around the hole when that goes up in there. So it's still, you know, reasonable, still sort of roundish at least. So I've got three of those pre-cut, a load of other little circles. I've got my nicely trimmed final pad and some offcuts here, which will just force in and make up the slack here and there. So what I'm going to do is lay up these, all the bits on this bit of cardboard, and get them wetted out on here, and then push them up into the hole. So that's my little working space. Also use this to transport the bits of glass mat. Obviously it's a rainy day, so it's quite handy just having it in like a sort of folio, if you like, and that seemed to work quite well. I'm about 5'8" or so there's probably a good 6 foot headroom in here. You've got a nice little vertical ladder, no other sort of handholds, and quite a small space. So you're in an enclosed space. In theory you'd probably need extracted or forced air in or extracted air out, but it's a very small piece here. It's probably going to take me sort of maybe half an hour to do. So a good face mask for fumes. Yeah, and everything is double-handed in and out of a hatch like this. So you know, you put your stuff up there, climb out. So, takes its time. And also, if you don't pace yourself throughout the day, you'll be knackered by morning break. So I've got my glass prepared, I've got the hole prepared. All I need to do now is go and mix up a bit of resin and get sticky. So there you go then, just nicely finished. I don't think it come out in the light at all. I'll shine it on there. So you've got a nice rectangular patch, holes filled, and once that's gel coated, pretty much invisible hopefully, and not too much of a scrumash of a workplace. Nice and tidy.